Dr. Toby, welcome to the Rehab Mobile channel. In this video, I want to show you some things you need to do if you're dealing with arthritis in your hip. And if you're somebody who's had some pain in your hip for a long period of time and you already know that it's been arthritis, diagnosed on MRI and X-ray, and you know exactly what's going on, that there's some degeneration in the hip joint, you've been thinking about surgery, your doctor has talked to you about surgery, I want to show you a couple things that we've done that have been helpful for our patients in terms of helping them to make a full recovery, even being able to avoid having to do a surgical procedure. So if you're somebody who can relate, this video is going to be very helpful for you. By the way, we are a channel that helps to make videos that help you to stay healthy, pain-free, fit, and mobile. And if you're somebody who wants to achieve those things in your life, hit the subscribe button, that red notification button, and hit that little bell icon to stay connected with all the amazing content we're helping to create for you to stay healthy, pain-free, fit, and mobile. So let's get right into today's video. All right, so if you're someone dealing with arthritis in your hip and you've kind of already gotten it confirmed, you know exactly for 100% sure that this is arthritis, and this is something that's going to be helpful for you that we're going to show. And there are different severities and different stages of arthritis. So you might be at an extreme severe stage and they're contemplating surgery. You and your healthcare provider are thinking about those things. One of the things that we want to do with these videos that we make is provide you some educational resources to let you know that there's some other things out there. This is by no means prescriptive, meaning it's not necessarily specific to what your needs may be, depending on where you fall on the spectrum of mild arthritis, moderate, or severe arthritis. If you want some specific guidance and if you want us to give you some specific things that you need to do to help avoid having to get pain medications, injections, or even surgery, we've helped hundreds of patients be able to avoid those things. And so all you need to do is get some specific guidance and answer a couple quick questions so that we can create a plan for you of exactly what you need to do. But these are some general basic things just to give you an idea of what we do as rehab specialists to help you to avoid having to do invasive treatments and being able to make a full recovery. So hit the link in our description if you want some more specific guidance. But what I'm going to show you today is some basic things that are going to help with hip arthritis. And this may be things for people who are just looking for ways to find more relief and more comfort without having to increase the amount of pain meds they're taking and things of that nature. Biggest things that are going to help you is stretching and be able to strengthen that area. So if these exercises are too difficult for you, then you'll know because you won't be able to do them, or they'll cause more discomfort or pain. And you should definitely talk to a physical therapist first at that point in time. First thing we want to do is we want to get that hip in its position of optimal opening, meaning there's a position where your hip is really closed off. So for example, if you're going up and down a step and you have to lift your leg up, this is moving your hip into a more closed position. So a lot of people who have the hip arthritis, they'll feel pain when they're kind of lifting their leg up, or they'll feel pain if they were to be sitting down and they lean forward and they're trying to get up, they'll feel pain. Why? Because that hip joint is being closed up. So what we want to do with some of these exercises is we want to actually open up that hip joint. So I'm going to show you from the side. One of the biggest things is that, especially depending on your age, your balance, and things like that, you want to make sure that you have some things there to support you. And so let's assume that the right side is where the arthritis is very severe. Sometimes people have it on both sides, but if I have osteoarthritis where the joint is at risk for needing a joint replacement, what I want to do is spread my legs out nice and wide. And even this position right here is going to give a good, nice stretch. Depending on how far I can get my legs, this is going to give it a nice stretch. So before I even show you the exercise, just moving in this position is going to help. But one of the things that we want to do to actually get this exercise done is we want to hold on to this chair and you want to just lean over to the side. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm shifting my weight. I'm giving a nice mobilization to my hip. I'm extremely relaxed. All I'm doing is shifting my weight. And I want to give a little bit of a turn to my body. Let that hip joint open up by moving it into a little bit of an external rotated position. And this is the complete opposite of most of the positions that we do. So if you're somebody who sits down at your job a lot, or you sit a lot, the position that we're mostly in is going to be keeping our joint in a very closed and tight position. So doing this kind of mobilization where I'm helping to expand the joint, I might even do some holds because I want to stretch out those muscles. When those muscles are used to being in the same position, maybe I'm sitting down for a long period throughout the day, those muscles are used to being in that position, they shorten and they kind of tighten up, and they make the joint get a lot more closer to the surface of the actual labrum, or essentially making the joint to get closer. So what you want to do is do some long holds. You might do some holds, holding it for 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds are going to be more ideal for longer holds to stretch out the muscle. If I wanted to really get that joint, I feel like it's a joint pain, I'd be having our patients do 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or even 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, things of that nature, and doing it a couple times. You want to do what's appropriate and what feels comfortable versus what is actually going to cause more aggravation or pain. Because with the arthritis, that inflammatory response that you experience when there's pain is going to continue to cause a negative cycle. So if you're able to do these exercises without having discomfort or pain, then that's ideal and that's where you want to be. The other thing that ultimately you want to get to is some strengthening exercises that are going to not only improve how strong your muscles are to support and to stabilize your joint, but also improving your muscles' ability to keep that joint stable for a long period of time. So a lot of people find that when they're sitting for long periods or standing for long periods or walking for long periods, they start to feel that pain. That's going to be contributed to that lack of muscle endurance. So there are certain exercises that you can do, and you can check out our hip pain series on our channel to get some of those exercises that are going to be helpful for reducing that pain and improving the strength and the stability and endurance of your muscles, so that they can stabilize your joint better for your hip while you're trying to do activities you love, like going up and down the stairs, or activities like walking for longer periods or standing for longer periods, things of that nature. So one of the other basic things you want to consider is, if you are someone who sits down a lot, you want to be able to make sure you can get some good mobility to that hip. So getting up and standing out of your chair and being able to do some hip thrusts like this, it's going to be really great. It's a great mobility activity. Again, 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, or 10 seconds on, whatever you can tolerate doing it a couple times throughout the day. I would start in terms of actually doing this in a concentrated fashion, trying to do like 10, doing it for 5 seconds and doing 10 in a row, and that being able to kind of help you to get some relief, because again, you're putting your body in that most open position for that hip, and that's going to be helpful. Some people who have back limitations may not be able to do those kind of things, but if you can do it and it's alleviating for you, that's going to be very, very helpful in principle, because what you're doing is opening up that joint and improving the space where there's been arthritis and inflammation. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, like it and let us know in the comments what you found most helpful. If you are somebody wants to get some specific help or guidance, hit that link in our description to talk to a PT first, and we'd love to help you get some specific answers on how you can stay healthy, pain-free, fit, and mobile, and improve your hip without pain medications, injections, or even without invasive surgery. So we've helped literally thousands of patients do this before. So thanks for subscribing to our channel, and share this with somebody who you know could be benefited by it. Take care until our next video.